Mr. Galen Scott from NOAA.
All right. Good morning. I'm standing between you and lunch, so I'm going to make this fast. So I'm Galen Scott. I'm with NOAA's National Geodetic Survey. NGS is one part of the nation's oldest science agency, right? We were founded in 1807 when Lewis and Clark came back and Thomas Jefferson said we need to make maps of the coast, and there's a reason for that. And that's because the science of geodesy and the foundation for maps is nation-building science. It is crucial for basically everything that we do. If you think about maps as the heartbeat of government, we are the foundation for that, the skeleton around it. So everything we talk about here in terms of geospatial relies on geodesy, right? That size and shape of the earth and the science that goes into determining that. There's so much more to it than we can talk about in 5 minutes. So, I've got some QR codes. You can dig into it a little bit as we go. But bottom line up front here, folks, is that every single point cloud, map, chart, survey, or other geospatial data set will be different. The coordinates for them will be different next year, right? Every latitude, it jumped. All right, every latitude, longitude, and height, ellipsoid height, will be different from their current values by plus or minus 2 meters up to 4 meters in some places, right? Every orthometric or sea level height will change by 2 meters or more, and in some places where the earth has been changing and we haven't been really monitoring it, we don't know how much that's gonna change because we haven't been measuring it, but it's a lot. Right? So the entire underpinning of all of these geospatial data sets that we've been talking about today, the geodetic control is what is, everything is referenced to. That geodetic control is going to move, right? So all of your data sets are going to have to move to line up with the new system. There's a whole bunch of reasons why we're doing this, right? But a lot of it is because our society and economy are becoming more spatially enabled. You're all here because of that, right? The modernized National Spatial Reference System will help to make this a reality. It is the underlying technology that's going to really enable all of these different data sets to be used interoperably, much more accurately than they ever have before, right? The current systems that we use, the current datums that we use are the best technology we could do at the time, but they're now over 40 years old. They're based on 100-year-old data. We can do better. We need to do better in order to be able to support things like autonomous vehicles and smarts and digital twins, put those together to make smart cities, right? All of this stuff, in order to be referenced together, needs to be moved to this new system that can support this, geospatially enabled society, right? So, I'm not going to get into what it actually is. We can talk about that later, another time, over beer maybe. But there's many options for transitioning, right? These are going to go from the most expensive, but also the most accurate, to the least accurate, but the least expensive, right? So getting out there with your GPS receiver and resurveying the data that you need to collect is going to be the best way to get out there and get your data into the new system, right? That's not, wow, I've been watching y'all struggle with this thing. Okay, the second way to get out there to do it, to get your data into the new system, is to take your original observations and reprocess them. Reprocess them through our software, through the vendor software that's going to support this, the new system. But use the new models, the new tools to get your data into the new system. You may then have to regenerate some of your products after that, but in order to get into the new system, you'll need to reprocess it. Or you can transform it, right? We will have transformation tools that'll take you to the new datums. That is the least expensive and the least, but it's also the least accurate. So it really depends on what your accuracy requirements are for your data in order to get into the new system. You can start preparing now. We're talking about rolling beta systems out for testing this year, starting in a couple months. Those beta products will go onto the website soon. Next year, we are hoping to get them approved by the Federal Geographic Data Committee to become official authoritative data, right? The first thing you can do is inventory all of your existing geospatial data and your metadata to understand what your requirements are. based on your accuracy requirements. Determine which of the products and which of your projects need to be migrated and how you should do that, either by resurveying, readjusting, or transforming. And then going forward, make sure that everything you do and collect has complete metadata, so you know what data what reference systems you're referenced to, so that you can move things back and forth, and make sure to keep all of your original observations. You can go down the rabbit hole with the QR code here. I know I'm out of time, so I will say that's not my slide. Hello. Signal, all right. Another, I do have one last thing. Okay. Stop. Wow, look at that. There it is. All right, we're in this together, okay? We are looking for at partners as force multipliers. We've got the National Society of Professional Surveyors making stuff for surveyors. We've got ASPRS, Photogrammetry and Remote Sensing, putting out articles. They've put together a modernization working group. Ready, Set, Modernize is a great article about remote sensing data and getting into the new system. And then Esri is working there to put out information about coordinate systems and transformations and such. We can't do this alone. It takes the geospatial community to move us forward into the geospatial future. So that's why I'm here. Thank you.